All right, folks, it's me. It's Jeremy Kirkland. You're listening to Blammo. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here. What a week. What a week. Fun stuff happening this week, actually. Your boy's in LA doing some work, eating some food, all the things that one does when duty calls. But I am missing Market Week in New York with some folks, you know? There's always fun stuff happening in New York, Market Week. Just a quick explainer, because I'm sure someone's like, what's Market Week? It's when a lot of the brands are showing their collections, and it's when, stores that are buying things for their other stores or buyers, whatever. That's the big local show, local New York show of people out there. It's a bad explainer, but it's just because I shot it straight from the dome without even really thinking about it. Yeah, I like to just kind of riff on these intros, but it is hot. It's so hot outside. While I'm recording this, I came inside. I'm so sweaty. I had to like practically declothe. Just it was not ideal. I think I'm going to be saying this for a long time as, this whole blue marble keeps heating up. So, I can only run now after like 8 o'clock, I don't know if any of you are doing the outdoor running thing. I'm still trying to do it even though I'm slow. But, yeah, I'm not going to get up at 4 a.m. to run like some of these, hardcore folks. But I go running at night. And I keep scaring or getting scared by the deer in my neighborhood. I got a bunch of deer, and obviously it's like fawn season. And obviously, right? And they're like, yo, dude, we're trying to eat. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm just listening to Bad Brains. So we compromise on crossing the street. It's just, we got to figure it out. Me and these deer, we got to coexist. Big pod this week. The return of Ichiro Homma, the founder of Nanamica. She's just one of my favorite brands of all time. Nanamica is, it's Nanamica. It's also North Face Purple Label, which is the Japanese exclusive. It's just so good. Eiichiro-san is probably one of my favorite designers, and he is the reason, he's one of the core reasons we're all going big fits these days. We really tried to dig in on this episode because, believe it or not, it's the second time he's on. He came on early on during the pandemic. We did one of those remote pods, and we got some good stuff. But man, when you get stuff in person, feels good. But it was an absolute honor to have him back on the pod. We talk what's happening with Nanamica, big fit origins, personal style, why he thinks Gorp is cooked, which I agree, the golden age of clothing design, and life on a boat. It's in there. I'm here, you're here. Let's go. How old is Nanamica?
This is actually 24th fiscal year.
Okay, so 20, yeah.
Yeah, but first fiscal year, we had only 3 weeks, just registered and finish. That's why in the reality, this is the 23rd. Financial reports say 24th, but in the reality, 23rd.
Okay.
Yeah.
But obviously Nanamica wasn't your first role or career in anything.
Yeah, after graduating university, I joined a company Goldwyn, which is a sportswear manufacturer and apparel company in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was back to 1982.
Yeah. So you've been doing this for a long time.
Till 2001, I was involved by outdoor sports divisions where North Face, Harry Hansen, at the time Philson as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were licensee. Mm-hmm. Golden was licensee before, but they acquired a trademark rights for Japan. That's why right now they are brand holder for Japanese market.
Yeah. And those shops, for listeners, they're, and I'll say this because many times I talk about how incredible Japan is on the show, but the retail experience of not just the Goldwyn brand, but also, more importantly, Nanamica.
Mm-hmm.
So last time I was there was in April, went to the Daikiyama shop, and for listeners, it's this beautiful, it looks like kind of a little tiny house.
Yes.
And the product obviously is amazing, but there's the design, the space between the items. And I'm curious about some of these things, how it's merchandised so well, but it's also merchandised in a way that it doesn't feel like you can't touch it. And so I'm curious, before we get too deep here, with Nanamica, the brand and the store, how deliberate was it to make the place feel welcoming, yet also look, perfect without even touching it?
Actually, we are not a big company like J. Crew kind of size.
Sure.
So we don't have any very typical visual merchandiser. However, in the beginning of the planning of the merchandise, even before design work, we made a plan for first, for instance, monthly package, like something like in case of spring, summer, January package, February package, and March package, etc., etc. So initially, that's kind of idea for the monthly merchandise plans are all shared by the store associate and the store manager as well. And since we think each store is not same, that should be same because we are kind of a family. I mean, each personal must be different. Although in the fundamental sense of value, we should share. But I think we should allow each person, each store have something private character like a brother and sister or family. That's why design of store is all different. And some case, choice of the style number, choice of the color might be slightly different. That's its kind of a localization or the personalization to each stores. That's why there are some freedom of the presentation through the stores. Although design of the store is conducted by myself, but when they allocate monthly package of the merchandise into the store manager has almost 100% rights to coordinate everything in the stores, and maybe younger sales associate may help them.
Wow.
Yeah.
But so out of curiosity, why would you do that in the sense, so like an American brand would say, well, we can't do that because everything has to look the same because I'm going to air quote this, the brand experience has to be the same. And what I just heard from you, which is very beautiful, is you're like, well, we have different personalities. There's brother, there's sister. Where did that come from?
That's kind of very naturally happened in the inside of the team of when we started company back to 2003. My partner Takashi Maki and another very important person, Toshio Suga, we agreed to give them something freedom. Don't force them to be something like a robotized, operation through the stores, and the people can enjoy something different Tokyo store from the other stores. Or we have a Kobe, Fukuoka, right now Kyoto store as well, and also New York store as well. So we share the same concept, same direction, but the reality of a presentation is slightly different.
Yeah.
And the people can enjoy such kind of difference as well.
Yeah, because do you think that makes people, you want to go to all the stores then to experience all the different, because I would say Aesop, right?
Yeah.
They're like that, and that none of the stores are the same, but a lot of the products are.
It is.
Yeah.
It's totally, upside down from us. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's beautiful. So I do want to talk to you about kind of the evolution of Nanamica, because for me, when I first, got into the brand, now this would have been, very early on, a lot of it felt that it was kind of like a vintage outdoor experience, but it was also just, for me, just individual pieces. It was like a very beautiful classic parka, very beautiful, hiking pant. But now Nanamica has this very lovely, collection to it. It's not just pieces anymore. It's all full collection. Was that the plan from the beginning to just go full collection, or did that sort of happen?
Yes, it's definitely yes. Even before we started, concepts must be, we intended to build up our own brand. Although first few years, my store in Tokyo was kind of the select stores. We not only Nanamica and the Purple Label, but also we have some other merchandise, buying from the supplier in the overseas. That's why
third party retail.
Yeah. But right now, most of store in Japan and also New York stores are monobrand stores.
Yeah.
There are some, co-branding collaboration you can see, but in the for maybe 80-90% of the merchandise monobrand store right now. That's why maybe people start to see full picture in one brand right now. That's why.
Yeah. And with the design of Nanamica, how have you approached each collection? Like, what is a typical design process look like for you for each season?
Anyway, fundamental concept is the same. So it's we in the beginning we said high level mix of the fashion and functions. Right now we add another word with the sustainability to more environment conscious. So fashion, function, sustainability. These three keywords. Plus, I think fashion is neither the main character nor the end of the goal for us. And the true focus is always individual. And the fashion is simply a tool to help people live more comfortably and feel at ease.
Yeah,
that's why most of our Nanamica collection looks. If we look at the individual pieces, it's very basic, But at the same time, we add the very latest technology of the functionality, maybe into the fabric or the behind the garments or etc. So that people feel something very common. But also at the same time, we add define our fits to reflect the times. That's why, for instance, if you look at the drawing, sketches, for instance. Today's drawing is pretty close to 10 years ago. If we look at just drawings, but in the reality, choice of fabric is different and the fits are different and the technology behind the fabric is different. That's why people can start to feel, once they try it on, people start to feel something different and also shape is different. So it reflects to the time. So it looks fashion,
Yeah. And, and I'll say this, like there's no logos on it. When you at first started doing Nanamica, there wasn't logos on it either.
No.
And, I'm curious, why not?
Because once we put a logo start to walk by logo self,
Yeah. Oh, a logo walks by itself.
That's why we try to showcase our philosophy, our, typical shape, not by using a logo, but then, people may realize something different from other garments, right?
Yeah. I mean, because I'm not a huge fan of logos at all.
Yeah.
But, some people, their whole brand, all it is a logo. But, I think when that happens, then I feel like ego enters the picture more, where it's like, let's make the logo bigger. All we have is the logo. It's and I guess it's not bad, but I feel like Nanamica has always felt like a very mature brand, very, very confident.
Yeah.
Where do you think that confidence comes from?
Again, we consider, garment fashion, Nanamica brand should be a tool to support, people. That's why, we don't put a garment just to showcase a brand, Yeah. So the garment should be behind the people. In the reality, outside of the body. However, my philosophy is garment should be behind the people.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Where did that philosophy come from?
Before I started Nanamica, I was working in a big company, which means, if business becomes something certain sizes, have to maintain the growth. Then sometimes I was tired with the same design, but if data in a computer showed still growing up, the company didn't allow me to stop it.
Yeah.
That's why the very important rule which we decided in the beginning of the company was if we are tired with design, even if sales is good, but if we feel tired, we stop it.
That's first off, I love that.
Yeah.
But many brands wouldn't do that. They'd say, "Well, no, this is what's paying all these bills. We can't retire it." And you're like, "No, if it tires you, you don't want to do it anymore."
Yeah. But I have seen a lot of brand, extended too much. Some of the consumer whom they couldn't expect right directions start to wear same brand and growing. So brand is not only made by producer or creator, but the consumer made the brand. Okay, if you are very favorite label, you can, if you find people whom you don't want to share the same feeling, you must be so disappointed, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want to put just the same as my age group. That's why if I don't put by myself, but if I'd like to put my brand to my family, my friend, that is okay. But if I don't want to put, nobody, close to me, that is a sign of the risk of the, moving to different stage of the brand.
Yeah. But, as you were growing, did you ever have the concept where it's like, we need to be bigger, we need to be better, we need to be a 50 million, 100 million, $1 billion brand? Does that ever enter your head? Or are you just like, because I say this, it's a leading question. I say this in the sense that like many Japanese brands, and I think a thing that I've always admired about you is it's very tiny, small growth, refinement, and so I'm just kind of curious, what was it inside you that was like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a $5 billion brand or something like that.
I think fortunately, not unfortunately, I am Japanese and I'm not so money-oriented man.
Yeah.
Target of size must be, if I want to produce something special fabric, and if there is a minimum requirement for the producing the material, I need a certain level to fulfill those minimum level, but not for make money, maximize the money.
Right.
I don't want to have any private jet or huge yacht. But anyway, company becomes slightly bigger year by year, right?
Yeah.
Which means newcomer come in. That's why I want to prepare something new stage for those young generation. That's why needs to grow. However, not just for money. Just make a new stage for new generation.
Yeah.
Kind of things.
Wait, hold on a second. Okay, before you send that DM or text that friend, I know what you're thinking. You're ready to buy your first serious watch, or in other cases, maybe your fourth or your fifth. But look, man, it's hard out there. It really is. From this dealer or that store that wants the purchase history or whatever. You're just, I don't know, you're almost ready to walk away from the whole game. But fear not, my friends. Check out Bezel. Bezel is the trusted marketplace for buying and selling your next luxury watch, with expert in-house authentication on every purchase. With over 18,000 watches listed right now, as of the time I'm recording this, from a mix of professional dealers to private sellers, you're just going to find what you're looking for. But wait, I know. You're like, Jeremy, I'm sorry. They don't have that X Rolex or that insane Omega. Well, reach out to them. Bezel has a real team of real people. Just create an account and be connected with a private client advisor, and they will guide you through the entire process every step. Once you decide on your watch, it's overnighted to Bezel HQ, where their in-house team of experts authenticate it, and then it's on your way to you. If anything is amiss, the watch is not listed correctly, whatever it is, they'll let you know, the buyer know, and the offer to refund you or source you a new one at a similar price. That's pretty good, right? This has been part of the Bezel ethos since launch. I've even spoke to the founders about it. And now you can make an offer on a watch, buy it outright, or bid it at auction. Bezel is the highest rated watch marketplace out there. Even Trustpilot shows Bezel is 4.9 out of 5 stars with rave reviews. Okay, you're still on the fence? Dig into the Blamo feed yourself and listen to my chat with the Bezel co-founders and, well, see for yourself. But you got this. I believe in you. Visit getbezel.com and buy and sell your next luxury watch. That's getbezel.com. Getbezel.com. Which I think, kind of ties into some of the sustainability stuff you were talking about.
Yeah.
And I love that. I have an Nanamica jacket that's probably over 10 years old now.
Thank you.
Well, and what's great is for me, like it's very classic.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, trendy. I'm going to air quote that. It's just, I think an exercise that I've been doing for myself recently. I'm about to turn 40, and I was looking at all the clothes that I purchased over the years and what I've kept. And a lot of the stuff that I've kept is like, engineer garments, chambray, Daiki-san, Daiki Suzuki, Then I have an old Nanamica, like it's like a 60-40 looking jacket. Military pants, sugarcane denim, stuff like that. And I'm like, all of these are Japanese brands. And so, but I think, when you, especially as a consumer, when you're shopping, so often you get like caught up in this desire for like trend. And then you realize next year you don't want that,
It is.
Yeah. With your own personal style, what are the things that have kind of influenced you and help you sort of hone your own way you dress yourself?
When I entered into the working world, it was 43 years ago. At the time, Japanese fashion was kind of, people are very capricious. They just chasing trends, Maybe still they and we had a little lack of the experience of the variety of the fashion, That's why we wanted to have something experience, a new style. But when I became around 30 years old, my feeling shifted into more, searching for my own style, something more, true to myself, And since my lifestyle has been rooted in marine speech and sports, so it was essential for my clothing to match that way of life, And I, in my, high school or university time, I grew up, when 1980s American casual wear was, just booming and middle of the market. So that naturally became my foundation of my style. But that said, I prefer it to be more, refined, slightly refined year by year. Not my feeling is not I'm very much American rugged, type man. That's why I prefer to still based on the American casual back to 1980, but refined and slightly sophisticated way to showcase my small, percentage of my personality.
Yeah.
That is my style, I suppose.
Yeah. Is there a person in your head that you think of, like a actor, celebrity or whatever that you think of, or maybe even a film that you want to look like when you get dressed?
When I was young, actor Kenichi Hagiwara, he was called Shoken. He's kind of a benchmark for me. But unfortunately he passed away. But after that, I couldn't focus on any individual persons, and
like for me, still when I want to say like what my style, what I want it to be, even though I don't dress like it, I'm always like Cary Grant. I was like, I want to look like Cary Grant, But yeah, I'm always curious what people think. But Shokin, okay, yeah, that's cool. With the evolution of Nanamica, the clothing has gotten, it's nice and like oversized. When did you start to see kind of this oversize? Because what would you say it's like city boy style? Yeah. Can you talk about that a bit?
Okay, city boy style. Okay, everybody might know, as represented by Popeye magazine kind of things. But rather than starting from that book, our approach based on the value of the sportswear, which I mean ageless and genderless, by adding the sense of the contemporary fashion to that foundation, we eventually arrived at what is now recognized as a city boy style, because that kind of direction is well received not only by men, but city boy style may be received by girl and women as well, right?
Yeah.
Which I mean genderless and ageless.
Yeah.
And if we could achieve something higher level of the creations, maybe our garment should be shared by younger generation and older generation as well.
Yeah.
Everybody can respect and share the same brand. There are very, very few brands that do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because I really love the fit that Nanamica's created, and from the wide fit trouser, the wind shirt. The wind shirt has been basically one of my favorite shirts. But like when I try to explain it to someone, I'm like, well, it's like oversized Brooks Brothers, but the fabric's really good. can you talk to me about some of the design of the wind shirt and where that came from?
If we look at just the sketchy sections, it's more the same as others, right?
Yeah.
But the choice of fabric is the basic one. We use Cordillera blended cottons, which means it looks like 100% cotton, but with Cordillera nylon inside. That's why it's durable and slightly dry feelings for the hand feelings.
Yeah.
And also we put triple stitches on the shoulder and sides, which means slightly, looks strong and durable compared to other brands. And that's in terms of shape, fits among 4 years since we started the company. Probably we already changed 3-4 times already. In the beginning, from we started 2003 to around 2015, it becomes tight, slimmer. Then, after 2015, we start to slightly wider.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fit must be part of design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It must be part of the design. I totally agree.
Yeah.
And, especially with, a lot of the stuff you make, it always feels very classic though. Even though, I guess the fit is part of that design. When you're looking at like, say, this recent collection that you were designing, is there a thing that you always start with for yourself that you're like, hey, it's an inspiration trip or a film or a song or...
Our design approach is not so much, emotional background, but there are 2-3 different approach. One, it's something, we are continuing, develop the new technology of fabric. Since there are a lot of good fabric mills such as Toray or that kind of company in Japan, and since my background was Golden, they are one of the big sportswear manufacturer in Japan, and have a very close relationship with those very strong fabric mills. Which we can get some prior information from for instance, North Face team in the Golden side gave us new technology, and sometimes we add extra value, something like a more natural aspect to hand wearing, etc. Which means, for instance, one example is covered core yarn, which is a polyester core wrapped by cotton. So touch and aspects are 100% cotton, but moisture perspiration, quick dry, less wicking is polyester cotton level. So high level mix.
Whoa.
That kind of things we continue to develop and climb up step by step every season, every year.
Yeah.
Then we achieve the complete one level of the improvement. We transfer those new, seeds of the fabric into the new collections. Sometimes looks same, but a different level of the quality. This is the one approach.
Yeah.
Another one is, again, if we feel, shift of the fit, we start to modify not only just wide at the length, but something curve of the sleeves or, position of the neck button, etc. Make it's again that kind of dimension must be part of design. Point 3 is again sometimes that's a little emotional thing, and right now we feel long and big tendency of Gorp core start to saturate it. That's why
you think Gorp core is getting saturated.
But if you look at each items which are shown in the stores, not only our brand, but also some other brand, it's still, in case of our category, there are a lot of sportswear, a lot of outdoor, a lot of, military, a lot of workwear as well. But in the end, the combination, the styling should be more sophisticated, That's why in the past couple of seasons, even for coming 26 spring summer as well, we put the behind story is, for instance, Black Ocean. Black Ocean means, in general, our corporate color is blue. That's fine. And Marine Sea is typical color must be blue combination. But we try to, showcase blue and black combinations, making a very urban, sophisticated styling.
Yeah. Which I feel like whenever I would see a combination of like blue and black, it was always tailoring. Yeah. Like a deep navy suit with a black tie or black loafers. And you're applying this to sportswear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. You had said that you feel that like Gorp is a little bit kind of like saturated. What was the thing that you saw or the things that you said, okay, yeah, we need to move on past this?
I think not concept of the fashion, but the styling of the or physical impact of the Gorp core stylings are very comfortable, very versatile. So for everybody, it's very convenient.
Mhm.
And outdoor tendency, Gorp core tendency has been very long, and that's why today, if we are walking in not only in the big city in Tokyo, but even in the countryside, everybody looks Gorp core style, right?
Yeah.
That's why it's if we put still regular Gorp core, just 100,
You're right.
the
Yeah.
fashion might be slightly make a difference more others. That's why physically still Gorp core, but something different. Another step should be.
Yeah. I mean, because I think that's a great example and a testament to where you feel like Nanamica needs to be in front of fashion, because even now in the States, you look at people wearing clothes a little bit bigger and they're like, okay, I'm going to try, I think I'm going to try like a wider leg pant. And this is 2025, right? As we're recording this. And you guys have been doing that for a while now. So, is there a certain time you assume like a trend is going to last or take hold? Or do you just kind of look around and then make your judgment from inside?
Probably from the inside,
Yeah.
when our sensors start to feel time will come to the change.
Yeah.
But not dramatically change, but maybe, step by step, slightly move into the next, directions.
Yeah, there's a couple brands I think of in my head, which I won't name, where when they start doing A, B, or C, I'm like, uh-oh, time to pack it in, guys.
We won't, move from the very, right-hand side to the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Yeah, we may move into, step by step so that people can still enjoy the, their existing, garment together with new garment.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you're with your pieces individually, I wouldn't say they're ever Gorp, right? Because when we're talking about Gorp for listeners, we're talking about how things are styled together versus just, a moisture wicking fabric. Like that's not Gorp itself. Yeah, that's interesting. But with a lot of the aesthetic and stuff now, you have these wider leg pants. You have these kind of like shorter, like even the jacket you were wearing earlier, really beautiful. Things are off the shoulder. Shorter, cropped, but very kind of boxy. And I think it's beautiful. But when you look at your styling, do you think we need to teach this to other people, or do you think that your consumers will just learn by what you're showing?
Obviously, we prepare the lookbook and kind of image, shoot photos, and we express through our Instagram site and the website as well. But I think again, each individual should have their own combination, their own shape. That's why if we recommend, for instance, large size for you, but sometimes you choose a smaller or the extra large,
True.
It's up to you, right?
Yeah. In terms of how your style has evolved, is there a certain piece in your wardrobe that you're like, my style has changed, but I always have this, whether it's a Navy sport coat or what? Is there a certain piece that you just will never get rid of?
There are a lot of pieces in my closet that I can put, today because it looks very tight fit.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
I actually recently I did this some weight. That's why I can try it on. However, when I check my style in the mirror, I don't like it. But if I just look at garment, it is the best of best in my wardrobe. But it's just different shape.
Yeah,
it doesn't fit today. Maybe if the trend shifted into back to the very skinny tiny, that jacket and coat might come up again. But still, I couldn't dispose and I kept it in my closet.
Yeah, I'll do the same. Where there's a couple suits and things that I've bought, that are 15 some odd years old now, and I'm like, I can't get rid of it.
But it's sometimes it's something different from the fashion direction, but it looks fresh or new. In that case, I restarted to put something different shape of garment. But if I don't know the good English word, but it looks something rude or yeah.
Yeah. So like right now we're in the middle of you're showing the spring summer 26 collection.
Yeah.
In your head, are you also designing the fall winter collection? Like when you're thinking about all these pieces, are you like, okay, I'm going to change this for fall? Or do you ever like take a pause and just, sit at the time you're at now? Like, are you always thinking ahead?
Personally,
Yeah.
peak was when we check first prototype sample.
Yeah.
After the sketch work, it was a peak. Then, obviously, for the show, we have to improve the finish level of the garment, sample of the garment.
Mhm.
However, at the same time, we start to think about something new for the next seasons.
Yeah.
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 Otherwise, maybe we or I can't continue this business. But some case not the very visible change of design, but okay, I want to change this location of the pocket, or I want to change these stitches, or I want to change these buttons, or something come up in our brain.
When that happens, do you keep like a pen and paper with you and you write it down, or you just make a note in your head? And like I'm curious about your work.
When I was young, I kept in my brain. I didn't write anything. But today, I very much doubt about my capability. But my flash memory doesn't work.
Yeah.
My old hard disk is moving very slowly.
Yeah. Yeah, I started keeping a little notebook with me, and anytime something happens that inspires me, or I want to remember or whatever, I'll just go write it down.
Mm-hmm.
And then once a month, I'll go and look through the notebook.
Yeah,
and it's great.
Yeah, that makes sense. And not today, but when I was young, during commuting, they train to the office. When I found something unique jacket, when I found something unique bags, or when I found something unique coordinations, I take a note in a small memo and start to imagine if this jacket can be modified my taste. Yeah, it's something new value might come up. Kind of things. Take notes.
Yeah, like. On the way here,
there are a lot of examples in the train, right?
Yeah, exactly. On the way here, I was looking at my notes. Because I'll always write down like, oh, what are the things that I'm excited about for each season? And I looked through it, and it just said raglan shoulder tennis shoes, and I was like, I guess I was thinking of a raglan shoulder coat with tennis shoes. But sometimes I can't read any of the stuff I write.
Anyway. Train in Tokyo is so crowded. That's why it's kind of the vintage clothing stores or the library or something like that. A lot of example in the train.
Yeah, there's a lot of people more and more now that are trying to have lots of vintage in their wardrobe. Yeah, is there any vintage that you collect or that you like to wear?
No, I'm not so very much vintage oriented man. Although, since I have been working this industry more than 40 years, that's why I looked at a lot of vintage garment. But when I put for my personal, I try. It's when we create new fabric. Mm-hmm. I'd like to test by myself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, how that it fits or how it perform or how do I feel. That's why. Again, I have a vintage clothing in my closet, but not for every day.
Yeah. I mean, because there's a lot of stuff that I'll see. Yeah. I'm like, oh, this vintage, sateen fabric, where it's perfectly sun faded and all these other things. But now we're at this time where you can accomplish that. Mm-hmm. You can make vintage looking fabrics that aren't vintage. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
It's I don't know some of my design team think about making a duplication of the vintage. However, my feeling is when we create vintage, which means that something effect of the sunshine, faded, something dry feeling under the sun in the beach kind of things. That's it's atmosphere.
Yeah, not so much vintage that looks like there's holes or distressing.
Yeah.
Because I've seen factories now where they just use lasers. They're just burning things off and then still selling it as,
technology is going up and making a, artificial, effect of the vintage. But it's sometimes much, high level compared to the reality of the vintage clothing,
Yeah. Do you think we're in a golden age of clothing design?
I think, we should have something, reality of the experience and the knowledge for the new technology should be well balanced. Otherwise, it's so, digital, so, without any behind story, very high level, of design of the effect of the vintage come up suddenly. Maybe it depends on my age generation, but I prefer to have a little more, story based and process and the reality of something.
Yeah. Because the only thing that is a bit of a challenge for me is I'm like, the stuff that came out 5 years ago, let's just pause, like Gore-Tex. The concept of Gore-Tex fabric, a fabric that's waterproof, is still mind-blowing to me. And sometimes I feel like because of social media and everything where people only prioritize new, they don't get to enjoy what's happening right now. And I'm curious, for yourself, when you're making stuff, are you like, well, look, we have to make a new fabric every year. We have to do a new thing every year. Where you're like, no, look, Oxford cloth is still great. I mean, the wind shirt and the Oxfords, you don't have to change it. It's great. Do you think like that?
Basically, we clearly stated our product should be worn as long as possible. This is a kind of benefit for the consumers. But at the same time, we try to elevate season by season, and which we believe to give the consumer additional value for the future.
Yeah.
But it's depends on the timing of by each consumer.
Yeah. When you look around at other people's style and how they wear Nanamica, have you ever seen a customer wear Nanamica that's made you be like, I think I want to change, how we're selling something or how we're designing something?
Yes. Again, for me, it's same as check the sample in our design house. But also when we see some people, some consumer or our customer put our clothing, and sometimes some new inspiration to change might hits my brain, then we try to add something new challenge in the it's not only physical improvement but also styling as well.
Because I bought the Harrington style jacket, and it is one thing, it's a double zip, which is amazing, so I can kind of have it open up a little bit at the bottom. But the collar, the way that it was constructed, and obviously this, I'm saying this for listeners, it always stays up. And it's perfect because when I look at, say like a Barracuda G9, the collar, especially old ones, tends to kind of fall down a lot. And I was like, I want it always to stay up.
I see.
And so when I looked at the Nanamica, Harrington style jacket, it's perfect because the raglan shoulder, there's no cinch at the bottom. There's two zippers, and the collar, the way that you made it, it just always stays up. I mean, for me, it was like, this is the most perfect piece, and I reach for it all the time.
I see.
Yeah. Anyway, I was just curious about how that stuff goes because, I look at like, that's a perfect refinement of a classic piece.
I see. But another point is we might have something philosophy, for instance, for, again, marine beach, image of the garment should be, we can hold the color, and the color should be slightly longer than another brand. That's kind of it's kind of a philosophy of the identity of the brand.
Right.
Although we have a, standard color shirts, but in case of jacket, it should be all tight in the color area, like a scooter jacket, But its philosophy is based on the, gears from the yacht sailing or that kind of directions.
Yeah, I think sometimes I don't even know where like a certain style has come from. I'm just kind of viewing everything together, because I see so many people, especially in Japan when I was there recently, and a lot of the garments, there's 2 zippers and people were all zipping them up at the top, but open at the bottom.
That's a tendency.
Yeah, where did that come from? Do you know?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine. I was just man, it's like everyone in Japan's got this sort of.
Yeah, it looks like it's in particular for one of my sales guys, stated in a meeting, if you look at that kind of way, I mean, zip closure on the top and the bottom must be looks wider.
Yeah,
it's young. And if zip closure in the lower part of the body, it looks old. Old school, new school.
Yeah,
we can recognize.
Yeah, people were saying that too with like young or older people were wearing like no-show socks. And younger people are now, you show your socks.
Yeah.
There was this big sort of like trend online or whatever about that.
It is. Always upside down.
Yeah, right? That's funny. You live in Tokyo.
Yes.
What for you is a perfect day?
Since sailing is my hobby, and while I'm sailing on the boats, and it's depends on the natural conditions, weather conditions. So good temperature, good wind, good wave, good sunshine. It's not so easy in a high level combination of the perfect conditions. If I find perfect day of the sailing, I feel really happy, and maybe my face must be level of the happiness of something.
Yeah. Are there any places that you would want to sail to that you haven't?
Used to be we had a cruising down to Southern Island as well, but not very south like Okinawa, but from Tokyo to Izu 7 Islands, it's just overnight sailings. And where we have a very 100% transparent seawaters and a good fish. But today, everybody become a little busy by just the other side of the Tokyo Bay or Cross Islands. Yeah,
a friend of mine, him and his dad sailed all over it wasn't a big boat, but they sailed all over the Keys in Florida.
That's it.
And they went fishing or anything like that, and his family basically like forces a vacation to stop.
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever do that on yourself, or you just like, look, vacation, no email, no design, just Homma-san cruising?
While we do cruising far from Tokyo, sometimes there isn't any radio wave of the cell phone. That's why, although there is another radio, talkie for the emergency case on the boat, but no cell phone available. And since my boat is a sailing boat, that's why it couldn't move faster like a powerboat. That's why once we get out something outside of the sea, like direction to the Pacific Oceans, then you can see 360-degree no landscape, no land.
Yeah,
you feel very isolated. It's not so easy to find such kind of space in our life today. Yeah. Obviously, not by myself, with my family or with my friends or the crew members, but only few people on boats. And when we couldn't see any land, 360-degree, it's feel very perfect. And if weather is perfect conditions, we felt, good swell of the oceans. And if such kind of the beat of the swell is synchro to our breeze, maybe feelings must be fun, real natures, and start to feel we are all to live on the earth. Earth is living, and we are all to live on the earth. That is the perfect feelings while I enjoy cruising. Yeah. This is it's a second to none. That's top satisfaction of the sailing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
feel and in other words, feel the beat of the earth.
Yeah. Dang. When you're out there, you don't play any records or anything. It's just the ocean and the noise and the.
Yeah, we prepare something music set, but sometimes we switch off the music and feel those beats and the winds and but it depends on the situation, or depends on the timing,
Yeah.
Yeah, we also every time boat has a music system, and we can listen, variety of the music. But best one is feel the beat of the earth. It's a top of top for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Well, Ichiro-san, thank you so much for this. It's a pleasure and an honor again. All right, see ya. You've been listening to Blamo. Our show is produced by Blamo Media. We're edited by Amar Lowell, and our theme music, as always, by the mysterious Breakmaster Cylinder. If you like what you heard, you know the drill. Share the pod with a friend. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars or thumbs up on whatever other thing you're listening to us on, whether it's Dingledorp or Bing Bong, whatever it's called. But you can also follow us on Instagram for all the hot content. If you want to talk to us and give us your hot take, we'd love to hear from you. You can send us an email at info@blamopod.com. Last but not least, super ultra important. If I had a air horn, I would press it right now. You got to come and join us over on Patreon, because the fun never stops over there. Look, the live show, the free show, whatever you want to call this, we take breaks here and there, but Patreon, it never stops. And we also got exclusive shows like Die Workwear, hosted by Derek Guy and Peter Zotolo, and the Triple J Show, hosted by yours truly with John Moy and Gene DeLeon. There's just a ton of stuff over there. So check it out at patreon.com/Blamo. If not, no worries. We got hundreds and hundreds of free episodes in the feed, and more to come. So we will see you all soon.